Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry for the delay. God, Jeezy. I was trying to get some stuff going here. Okay, so anyhow, so we're gonna go ahead and bring one of the giants back out and about. I know he had to. I had to really, convince him to do this because, he has a lot of things on his plate. But hopefully, in my platform, I'll be able to get some of that wisdom that he keeps kicking. Um, And again, you guys are here. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe because Sundays is really, really night at the Apollo here. It's night at the Apollo, man. Everybody's wants to be a star, right? But anyhow, without any further ado, because we're delayed and all, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring the one and only Dr. Short up. Dr. Short, are you there? You
Yeah,
sound good?
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now, sir. We can hear you. Okay. Yeah, so how's things going so far? What do you have on your plate that you want us
Well,
to share with
well,
us?
the first thing is I want people to know that with my partners, we've established a group called the Black American Constitutional Political Action Committee. And we didn't establish it a minute too late because there is a white supremacist fascist group called the American Legislative Exchange Council,
Mhm.
which has committed its resources. These people have introduced in state and federal legislatures over 3,000 legislative bills, over which over 600 have been approved and enacted into law. So basically, it's like a kill the niggers uh, bill mill where they just
Uh-huh.
come out with stuff that's bad for black people. And they've been doing this for like 15 years,
Mm.
nonstop. People who absolutely hate our guts. And these folks have a lot of super racist Republican types
Hmm.
who simply, literally, they say, what can we do to hurt black people? Oh, well, we'll draft it up. They have these legislative writer experts, probably people who worked on the Hill, and they come up with a bill that's really well done that they
Hmm.
know will just completely hurt black folks or hurt other people. But in particular, we're only concerned about us. And they give that bill to a congressman, and that congressman puts that on the floor. All right. And then it gets into committee, and more or less, those bills are almost identical to what Alec writes.
Mm. Okay.
So these people, since you're in California, to counter your reparations movement, they've created this bill, 4321, to guarantee that the federal government not give one penny to any state, city, town, or county that does any kind of reparations legislation at all. From the minute that you do one thing around what black people have endured, you can never get money from the federal government ever again.
Mm.
If you can get that to be a federal law, it effectively ends every kind of they'll translate that basically if niggas aren't enslaved, getting raped, beaten, and exploited, organs harvested, killing the babies, then you can't have federal money. This is genocide.
Well, and this is who's putting this on the floor?
It's already in committee. It got done last month.
Wow.
Now the main person that everybody needs to hate, hate, is a Peckerwood congressman from Texas by the name of Brian Babin, Babin.
Hmm.
And he's just a shill for this group called ALEC. Anybody can look this up. And let me just, don't take a lot of questions. People need to take notes and write this shit down when I'm speaking. Write it down and look it up. It's accessible via Google. Anybody with the phone, anybody that can go to McDonald's and eat their bad food and get access to Wi-Fi can look these things up. ALEC is spelled ALEC.
Okay.
Anybody can Google Brian Babin, BRIAN. Last name BABIN. The bill. All you need to do is put in Google HR 4321 and it'll pop up. And that bill, let me read this so people get it, because I know I'm telling you that this is one of the most dangerous things that's ever been done to us in 400 years. And this is without a shot being fired. A shot would warn us. And while they planned this stuff, the same month they took out affirmative action and all this other stuff. So HR 4321 is a bill to prohibit the United States government from providing bailouts or other financial assistance to any state or local government that enacts any law providing reparations for slavery and for other purposes. Listen to that. Other purposes means anything for black people. You can't get any money. We're being written out of the legislation, the government of this damn country.
Wow.
It's open-ended. If you get SNAP, and they see that as a reparative justice, and it is, then it's out. If you get SSI, it's out. Section 8, it's out. If you get WIC, it's out. This is a genocidal act against our people. This is the worst thing since the Fugitive Slave Act, the Dred Scott decision, and Plessy versus Ferguson rolled all up into one.
Man. And so this isn't a result of what I guess are people not being proactive in the process, or just
No. It's not our people. We need to get real about this. The rank and file white folk don't do anything but smoke meth, drink Rolling Rock. Okay. We're supposed to, like every other group of people, have some smart ass people that went to college that advocate for our people. Some nigger preachers. We're supposed to have people who give a fuck about what happens to us. Okay? Whether it's the National Asshole Network, Urban Greed, the National Association of Coon Persons. We have all of these organizations, and in reality, nobody's watching the damn store of America for black people. This bill, look, I'm just a little teeny tiny pipsqueak activist, citizen journalist. The NAACP and these people have multi-million-dollar budgets. But let's just talk about this goddamn NAACP. Okay, it's first of all, it's not a black organization. It's an organization controlled by other people with coons in it. It's sort of like a blaxploitation film. Maybe it's made by people in another ethnic group with black people casted in it. All the profits go to who? White people. Okay, so if you don't recall, the NAACP was given $50 million by Wells Fargo just a few months ago, right after Reverend Amos Brown up in San Francisco came out against reparations in San Francisco.
Right.
They're giving money to black, so-called black organizations and leaders to look the other way as we're destroyed. We're being exterminated. They are setting us up to exterminate us. And they're buying off people like your amphibian-looking Maxine Brown or your Uncle Fester-looking mayor, Karen Bass. These so-called people who are supposedly concerned about us, they're not doing a damn thing but stuffing money in their own wallets and purses, and they care about their bottom line. This has happened before in history. It happens in Africa. You haven't seen in Africa where they have a famine or a drought, and the leadership in that country says we can't feed our people, and folks send food over and they steal the relief food and sell it to the people as they die.
Or they don't even get it.
No, they do get it. There's food in Yemen right now where there are black people in Arabia, in the Arabian Peninsula, starving to death. And they're massacring black people in Yemen right now. And there's food, but it's being sold. Our crooked traitor black elites, and I want to say this, the Greek letter blacks, these no good black Christian denominations, coon Muslim imams or coon Muslims like Hakeem Jeffries, he's a Muslim. The House Minority Leader is a Muslim. He's just as sorry as a punk ass Christian. I don't care what they call themselves. The people who see themselves as the cream of the crop for black folks, they only look out for themselves. It's family and friends. Sort of like if they went out to Red Lobster, you're not trying to feed other people, and you're not trying to give the server a good tip either. This is what's happening. And they understand, they've studied us. They know that we have dirty, corrupt, filthy people that we look to. Entertainers that don't give a damn, celebrities that don't give a damn, athletes that don't give a damn. Whoever we're looking to, they're not looking out for us. And they don't care to, and they're paid to look the other way. Has this happened before? Yep, it happened to Jews in Germany. There were more than enough Jews with money and positions that could have done something about Hitler, and they didn't. In fact, some of them financed Hitler. The Wahlbergs funded Hitler all the way up until 1938. That's after Kristallnacht. They had to kill a few thousand, burn all the synagogues. And only then, with Mein Kampf being out in the 1920s, talk about how he hated Jews, they basically blew it off. Because the German Jewish elite felt that they were German more than they were Jewish, the same way these people are more American than they are black. We're being set up to be eliminated. And by the way, there's a little coon with the last name Burgess. Maybe he has CTE. That Negro used to play football. What's Burgess's name? I keep forgetting his damn name. Give me 1 second.
What state?
Utah. I'll have it in 1 second. I have his name. It's not like I didn't research this. Just I'm not great with names. Burgess. Burgess Owens. Burgess is his first name. That's what's throwing me off. Representative Burgess Owens from Utah's 4th Congressional District. He's a coon Republican that used to be in the NFL. Clearly, he has Stockholm Syndrome and CTE. And Utah, this isn't the first time they've sent a person to Congress, a black Republican, that's been a disgrace. There was Mia Love, I think her name was. She's Haitian with a white husband, and she was anti-reparations.
So I got his image right. This is him, right? Okay.
And he looks damaged. Look at him. he looked like he took a couple of blows to the head. And he looks the little bottom looks kind of moist.
Oh, okay.
Sell out.
Well, I mean, he's one of those guys that you would think that would be paid to look the other way, right?
No, not when he's kissing their ass. You got to look straight ahead to kiss their ass.
Oh, okay.
He's looking right. He's looking right up into the holies of holies. If you swing that
Oh,
way, I'm
they're
not
getting a
saying he's
bonus.
like that. I'm not saying he's like that. But politically, you're a sodomite if you're black and you're not for black people getting reparations. Your ideology is sodomite. You're not trying to be fruitful and multiply. You're
Mm-hmm.
not trying to multiply prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, when you betray your people, your politics is sodomy. It's not moving for the people; it's moving against the people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Yes, I said it just like that. I know you understand. Right?
Right. Yes,
So
sir.
this guy Burgess, and then you need to pull up Babin, and
You said Gavin?
Babin, Babin,
Babin.
Bin. Pull him up,
Mhm.
and
What's his first name?
Brian,
Brian. Okay.
and he's
And
kind of crooked. He's kind of crooked. And I'm gonna just say this about the black dude. He was married for 36 years, and he and his wife broke up.
is he a
How,
white dude?
of course, Babin's white. I was talking
Okay.
about Burgess Owens is black. The football player. In fact, the Republicans seem to like these coon athletes. Whether it's a white girl stalker in Georgia, the one who couldn't string a sentence together at the Roy Rogers badge that he pulled out at the debate. I had a better badge. I had a better badge for Halloween when I was a kid to the one he had.
So this
My
guy's a
mind was
financial controller.
no. I said Babin, Babin.
Babin. Okay. Let me go ahead. Let me stop the share because that might be like a porn star or something. That's why I always stop
But yeah, no, you need to stop it.
it. Yeah, so let me go ahead. So this guy got American flag behind him. So this the guy, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and keep your eyes on him. He had a campaign manager who came out
Mm-hmm.
as gay, and he I'm sorry, you can't have someone working for you doing all this stuff, and you don't know what they into sexually. Then when the dude decided to come out, maybe it got good to him. Shit, I ain't gonna. They say in church, I couldn't keep it to myself. Shit, he like laid the pipe. I'm
He
gonna tell
delivered.
everybody. I'm gonna tell
Delivered.
everybody. I'm yep. No, he wasn't delivered. He was basically this, and he's down in Texas. He wildcatted. I mean, he
So you
wildcatted. He
think
drilled the
he
guts.
didn't come out? He could come out of a log cabin.
No, he didn't come out of log cabin. No, let me
Is
just
that a
say this is
possibility? Go ahead.
not this guy. Well, let me clarify. I'm saying his campaign manager when he first was running for office came out on the campaign trail that he was gay. And dude, I think tried to like, man, this is what you're afraid that they know about us. I don't know. Anyway,
So, Secret
I'm not
Lovers
saying
by
that's.
Atlantic Star. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that that's what happened, but that all of a sudden the guy goes from being his campaign manager to him firing him, and then the dude came out and says, "So you gonna fire me now? You, shoot, you didn't fire me when we was like." Now, so he just went public, told everybody that he was thrown out, and then dude lied and said he wasn't my campaign manager. And I'm thinking, wait. He was a paid aide. No. He ran your campaign, and you didn't have a problem until he told people that he liked dick. Then I think you tried to ask him, please don't tell people that you like dick. Okay, you can sit there. But no, I really like it. I can't lie. What if someone sees me? I want to go out and just be. I want to have a mojito and an orgy. I mean, I have to I need to unwind. I work hard for you, right? And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he got embarrassed.
Hmm.
And I was looking at his chief of staff. I'm not saying it's true, but his chief of staff looked kind of moist. So, see, I live in D.C., right? And I'm gonna just tell you, when these people that run a lot of these offices, it's like the old Chinese. You saw the movie The Last Emperor?
No, but I
Oh,
can.
you need to see it. Let me tell you, because the people that ran ancient China were all those sissy eunuchs, and they were just full of drama and sex and all. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you that in America, in D.C., a lot of these congressional offices, all this stuff, are run by young white gay men
Mm.
because, and their life is serving the politicians. And as long as they don't, and that's how they have so much power and influence.
Hmm.
And see, they get someone and they're with that man for 10, 20 years and they live through. That's what happens. I've worked in politics. When you work, your life is that person. A person that is married with a wife and kids, it's hard to work those kinds of jobs because it's so demanding, especially if you have a fucked up, needy, clingy, insecure type person. They need, look, I was working for this crazy bitch. She called me at like midnight asking me, what am I doing? What am I doing? If you understand, I started working for that nigga at 5 in the morning. I finished work about 7 o'clock,
Hmm.
right? And you're calling me on a Friday night at midnight asking me, what am I doing? Sit down and
uh,
think about that. What is it to you? What am I doing?
yes.
I
Right.
mean, right? Uh, I'm serious. I know what it's like to work a 70 hour week.
Uh-huh.
So the one day I went to town to see a movie, the movie theater is underground.
Hmm.
They called me at like 11 at night. Where are you? I'm in the movies. And then the signal gave out. They were angry. They probably
Hmm.
tried to call me. I can't take. Uh, Wait, sit down and think about it.
Hmm.
If I started working at 5 in the morning and I finished at 7 o'clock p.m., so I did a 12-hour or a 13-hour day on a weekend. I get to the theater and you're calling me in the middle of the night to inquire what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
And you're angry. What's this? I'm supposed to be sitting waiting for you to call me at 11:30 on a Friday,
Yeah, it's creepy.
and you're a woman. Well, what? At least say you were needed for some sex. At least, hell, you didn't even nice to me at your job. I wouldn't think they wanted to pipe. Not that I'm gonna screw my boss, or that would have gotten me a raise. Um,
And her too.
well, yeah, I would have had two raises. Anyway, but just that's what it means to work for people. Folks will call you 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. When you work for politicians, they own you. If they're giving you a good salary,
Right.
and you work 7 days a week, and they can tell you who you can see, when you can eat, what you can do. I, I'm just saying this. This is what it means to work for politicians.
Now, you remember the movie House of Cards or the series House of
The
Cards?
series, I saw some of it years ago. I didn't like Kevin Spacey. He looked like my cousin that died from AIDS, except my cousin was black. And so I never liked Kevin Spacey. And I knew you, you're a
Is that
punk, dude.
is that
You're a
series?
punk. You're,
Is
you're
that
a punk.
that series? Is that does it
Is
kind
it
of go into the?
accurate?
Yeah, I mean, isn't the ballpark of what's going on?
I think it's worse than the House of Cards.
Oh,
I think the House of Cards was made for television or for people to be able to see.
watered down.
All you need to do is look at Hunter Biden. I mean,
Mm.
Hunter Biden has pictures where it looks like he's sexual. There's some kind of sexualizing with minors, and they've literally hijacked the media, the internet, the whole political system to defend this junkie with the small penis that he likes to put in M&Ms and take pictures. All of this to defend the president has a freaky, degenerate son,
Mm.
right? All of that. I mean, look, in the House of Cards, they were able to fix things. They find the damn cocaine. They were trying to blame the black people that cleaned the damn White House. Someone did it, just anybody, right? No, the United States Secret Service has no clue of who brought cocaine in the White House. They've got cameras everywhere. They have a list of everybody that's come in the damn White House. All they have to do is do a background check of everybody that was in the White House for the first couple of days of July to lead down to finding out. In fact, they can have someone be at everybody's door and give their asses drug tests to find out who's used cocaine if they wanted to know.
Uh-huh. So I mean,
They don't want to know.
yeah, that's what
Okay,
I
in the
wanted to
House of
ask you.
Cards, these people
Okay.
saw problems. They hid stuff. This is a case of them not even hiding. They're simply, we're going to lie about it and not deal with it. We're going to pretend it didn't happen. We're going to say, well, anyone could have left it there. In the House of Cards, it was far better done than these
So,
people.
so you're saying that they did it in favor of the, I guess the people that are in Biden and the family rather than
What do you mean in
covering that
favor?
up.
Do you really think,
Hmm.
had they found cocaine in the Obama White House,
Oh, they get them.
that they wouldn't have asked whether Michelle lost a few rocks and they had degraded, or the Obama kids or Valerie Jarrett, they would have found somebody. And because Obama had admitted to smoking weed, they would have wondered aloud.
Yeah, why they didn't find a
It's
fall guy?
interesting that Hunter has video of him smoking crack.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
No, it's online. You can find it. He has
I
pictures.
didn't get to see
He
it.
has videos of his cocaine. It's all online, and it couldn't be a person that got kicked out of the. I think he got put out of the Navy Guard. He was in some dimension of the Navy. If
Hmm.
not the Navy, the damn Air Force. Wait a minute. I forget. He got kicked out of the military in 2015.
Hmm.
Let me pull this damn thing up. This is the reason, because our people don't remember anything.
So this case
And
over here. Oh, go ahead. All right. You're rolling. Go ahead.
Hunter Biden got drummed out, kicked out of, here it is. He got kicked out, the Navy Reserve. I'm right. Because they found him with cocaine. And by the way, he didn't get a dishonorable discharge. Being on dope, he didn't get a dishonorable discharge. They've been fixing stuff for this ratchet bastard the whole way through. And they even shut your account down. You couldn't put pictures. There are pictures of Biden's son with girls that look like they're 9, 10 years old in bed.
Now, this in America or was this in the Ukraine?
It's in America
Okay.
and in China.
Mm.
They have the House of Cards. This stuff wouldn't have even been out. That's how good they show the fixer. or in scandals. The fixer. They don't even have to fix it. It's so dirty here.
So now this situation that you're talking about with this, and in addition to this thing that happened at the White House, does this do anything to Biden's campaign running for reelection?
Um, it should, but let's just be honest. The election was stolen. You know it was stolen. Put it like this. Love or hate Trump. Trump went to Scranton, Pennsylvania, where Joe Biden was born. Trump got 50,000 or more, maybe 60,000 people turned out in Biden's hometown.
Mm.
Do you know Biden went there and he didn't get 500 people as president of the United States? They had to manipulate the cameras and all to hide the fact that nobody came to see him.
Mm.
Right?
Uh-huh.
He didn't have 500 people, which means Trump has 1,000 times more popularity in Biden's hometown, where they're going to record that Biden probably beat out Trump just barely. Do you really believe that?
Yeah,
This man goes to these towns and people come out almost 100,000 in heat. They came out in COVID to see Trump. Biden can't even see himself. The man can't walk across the stage. Only thing he knows how to do is sniff on minors and express his contempt for black people. But can Biden win again if they take it? Sure. And you know what? They can get a whole bunch of dirty, no good, boule, Masonic, Luciferian, and feministic, pork chop feminist hoes who just hate anybody that acts like a man being president. And those folks will make it seem, yeah, he won. I mean, and trust me, I don't think people want Biden, but the people that are using Biden, the people that have these drag queens tossing their titties in front of kids and people flicking their penises in front of children in Pride Month, which we just saw, and twerking in dirty drawers in front of kids. These people love Biden. They've never had it this good. These folks want Biden in, and they're the ones running stuff. You can tell this man is compromised. You can tell this man is losing it. Everybody can see it, except for deviants and coon-ass Democrat or die Negroes. Everybody else knows that there's something wrong here. This man's snorting on little girls like they got a cocaine line on their neck and so forth. This is ridiculous.
Mm.
I mean, Ukraine is failing. The whole damn thing, everything's fucked up since he's been there. And so the question is, will someone have to intervene? Because I don't think this country's going to make it to the elections, not the way it's going right now. I mean, he's just a staircase away from being hospitalized, falling off bikes. The only thing he can't fall off was a child's, probably because they're too small.
Mm. So basically that means, but will you think that will come up in a debate?
They're not going to have a debate. You didn't hear that? The little microwave Ronald McDonald. She looks like a bag of burnt popcorn. That Ronald McDonald broad she does look like Ronald McDonald, who tried to put some Jerry curl gel on his hair. This broad, I mean, the one that's a stud, who drives drunk. Karine Jean-Pierre or whatever the hell her name is.
The press
secretary. They said there will be no debates. Biden's not having them.
Are you serious? I didn't know.
They don't have to. That's the option of the candidate to be. If he doesn't want to have a debate, he's a sitting president. That's it. No debates.
Wow.
But no, they're working to take this thing. They're not. They don't have to. They took it before they take it again. The criminal returns to the scene of the crime.
Now, as far as the black vote, Do you think he had the same results, or you think he lost some of the votes based on what happened during these the administration time period?
I believe that if you get enough of our sorry ass people, in particular, I'm gonna just say it, stupid ass black women, they're the dumbest ass people in the country politically. So they've got black women. You know, I don't know what it is. Maybe they always wanted an old, um, dead fish complexion white dude to be laid up with. They like
I knew you were
Biden.
gonna say
He
that.
hasn't delivered nothing. And but you know, I'm serious. A lot of black women grew up watching all the little soap operas and stuff, uh, getting horny, looking at white men that would never marry them.
The millionaire.
And so yeah, yeah. You know, and in as much as they don't have to love him, just love his wallet. That's what you know. And a black man who doesn't have any money doesn't even have a wallet to get their love. See how bad that is. At least the white dude, you know, has some tangibles, although she doesn't want him. Although she
Hmm.
wouldn't mind having the kids that aren't that dark. Say, look, I made something good. My baby doesn't look like me. Um, they've got dumbass black women that are feminists. I'm gonna keep talking like this, especially if it annoys black women. Good, y'all off code. Y'all are fuck ups as a collective. Not all black women, but too many. They're women first. I was looking at some feminists, dumbass feminists, said when you say black people, we're left out. You have to say black women because when you say black women's interests are left out. So that means when I say black movement, that's rejecting black women. I'm only talking about black men.
Hmm.
And so you have to say black men and black women or black women. You don't see white women screaming for white women stuff separate or any other group of women. This dumb shit, this Marxist, Leninist, feministic garbage that a lot of these college educated and confused black women are on leads them to support Biden. I'm not saying Trump is a you know Jesus the Christ, but that's sure how they see Biden. And so Biden is like he's cool, and he put Kamala in the White House, and you know, frankly, with that jaw that Kamala has, she couldn't have just been with men. I'm going to say that. Um, and all the wrinkles in her neck, and she and her husband look like swingers. And I
Oh,
went to Howard with them. I went to Howard with Kamala and them. When Kamala was pledging AKA, it was rumored that the years that in the middle 80s, late 80s, the AKAs put those girls through so much they were having to snort cocaine to be able to have the stamina to go through being online. Okay, that's and also they had the sisters role playing being prostitutes on 13th or 14th Street Northwest, where all the prostitutes used to be.
so,
I don't know if they actually had to go through if someone like hit them up for some ass,
so
but
that was the
this
word on the street back then.
yeah, word on campus, yes.
Okay.
And I've been saying it, and nobody has come against me. I've been saying this for years. I dare them because this shit's true. It's the same way. Let me tell you a real story, and nobody's going to say anything because they're embarrassed. That it's alleged that there was a suit filed against Howard University, but it's sealed, where the AKAs had to have a man ejaculate in their face and sodomize them in their behinds for them to be able to become AKAs. This is in the 2000s, folks.
Mm,
And somebody got HIV behind that.
mm,
And the family sued.
wow.
Okay, and by the way, that's why all the Chucks and Pearls dogs are behind Kamala and also the Delta Sigma Theta. A lot of them are Democrats. Sheila Jackson Lee is Delta Sigma Theta. Marcia Fudge, a little gerbil-looking broad that runs a hood, she's Delta Sigma Theta. Oh my God, there's a
Lance
woman that
Bottom.
looks.
In Lance Bottom to Delta.
I don't know her that well, but she I heard she's like Tarzan. She may swing both ways.
Oh,
Um,
Atlanta,
and,
right?
well, Sadlanta, and just it's really pathetic. We have a bunch of deviant, degenerate black people who love Biden's commitment to pedophilia and all this other filth that these people are on. Yep, we've got a pedophilia problem in the black community. We really do. And we have a lot of degenerate black people. They're wicked. It's Satanists. They're scum. And they hate our guts. And they should not. We need a revolution in our community to get the filth. They're talking about draining the swamp for white folk. Well, I mean, we've got a backed up toilet for black people. We need Roto-Rooter to just pull that something, this drill go through so the stuff will go down because it's stinking up our house. So the deltas are there. The Qs, like you heard Jesse Jackson's retiring from Rainbow Push. I mean, who you kidding? You've been retired for years, Jesse. I mean, so, well, shoot.
He's what, 80 something right now?
Yeah, he's at 82. Prince, he'll be 82 in October. Prince Hall Masons and the Black Greeks, they're the secret, corrupt dictator junta or caste that rules us as a people. And they have hundreds of thousands of members who only care about themselves. They're enemies to all of us. I better understand now why when certain people take power in certain countries and banana republics, sometimes they just they got a group of rivals. They just lock everybody's ass up or worse because they can't let the people out loose. These people will not do right by us. They don't care to. We have to reject them. These people have no business because their loyalty is not to us as a people, but it's to their little secret society. Look, let me tell you something. I had a document, and I don't know how these things happen, my friend, and it's somewhere in my phone. I had it, but all of the Greek letter organizations pledged loyalty to Biden. In 2020, and the summer of 2020, for nothing in return, they pledged loyalty to Biden. And they haven't changed it. So all the Boule people, all the Greeks, all the ones dancing around, all the homoerotic shit that the men do and all the macho stuff the women do, these people are committed to Biden. Period. And you know what? Those people are like armies. The same way that little policeman that was Omega Sci-Fi down in Memphis that complained about how Tyree Nichols was killed. His ass was shot dead in his driveway recently, and they don't know who did it. That was a Boule hit. We black people live under a dual police state. White people and then the Boule.
So do you think the guy that was killed, you think he was part of the Boule?
He was Q. You're in it to me. I blame everybody. Collectively, even if you don't know what's happening at the top, like Masons, they're the ones who really know, and then they're those that just joined because they wanted to have some friends. But I'm sorry, when the United States and the other countries went into Nazi Germany, they busted all kinds of Nazis. They didn't just get the big ones. In fact, they didn't let the big ones go, and they got the smaller ones. If you're in one of those things, you're an enemy to black people. I don't give a damn what you think. Anybody listening. You saw all the Kappas several years ago show up and picket the NFL for Kaepernick, but you'll never see them do anything for the missing black women or missing black children or black folks mass incarcerated. You don't see them doing anything for reparations. These people are waste. They're traitors. And we have enemies. This is the one thing I hate about nigger preachers. And I don't like about a lot of black folks. Everything is about friendship and who's more unfriendly to one another than we to ourselves. We have enemies, lots of them. Deal with it. Claim to be a damn Christian? Well, when I read the Bible, what's happening? The Hebrews are always fighting. They were fighting up until they killed Jesus and the Romans fucking offed them. I mean, look, but right after Jesus died, right? He was saying that pregnant woman, he'd hate to be pregnant. The Romans did genocide on the Jews, fucked them up. The Bible is full of conflict, surrounded by enemies. In fact, what does God do when people get wicked and nasty and deviant, like all the little trash black people I saw out for Pride? God lets your enemies, the people in other ethnic groups, enslave and exterminate and kick your ass. When I look at all the L's, all the losses, all the shit happening bad to black people, it points to the fact that we become a godless, wicked, witchcraft-oriented, Satanistic, Luciferian pack of subhuman shit. That's how we're acting. And that means every group can make money in our community but us. They now let illegals become police. They're going to shoot and kill us too, like the black woman with the baby who got knocked to the ground. It was probably an illegal policeman that did it. It's spreading from California like AIDS. Now it's in Illinois where you can be an illegal. You know whose community they're going to go into. You know who they're going to kill. You know who they're going to kidnap. You know who they're going to extort money from. You know how they're going to have gang infiltration. So you're going to have the cartel people run the police force, and they're going to be death squads for black people in America, like what they already have in Latin America, where the police randomly murder anybody that they want. And this is all being supported by no good, fucked up black Democrat and Boule Greek letter Prince Hall Masons are letting this shit happen to us. So if you let people come in and mass murder you, steal your homes, take the organs out of your kids, black women disappearing in the dozens in places like Cleveland, Ohio, and not a fucking whimper, yeah, they'll vote for Biden. They'll tell us to vote for Biden. There's research out that the Pfizer shots are really serious. I'll say it like that. Do you know? Notice that other communities are now asking questions. Which community hasn't said a fucking peep about possible injuries from the jab? Ours. Do you know Robert Kennedy Jr.?
Right, RFK.
Got in trouble for talking about, off the record, that the virus may have been engineered to hurt black people and others. And they're now trying to silence him and make him out to be an anti-Semite and anti-Asian.
What is his chances? What are his chances? Oh, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
But isn't it interesting? A white man's talking about this, but you don't hear anybody black doing it. The reason why is that they've been bought. It's like the only person that seems to have any nuts outside of Farrakhan and Clarence Thomas on the right is Ice Cube. That's all we got. 75, 80 million people strong is an entertainer that's basically washed up, and a black dude that likes porn married to a white woman, and a black man in his 90s that's Caribbean in origin. That's all we got. Nobody else sees what the hell I'm talking about. And all these RBG, I'm going to just talk about sorry ass black men for a minute. I talked about whole ass 304 type broads, pork chop feminists. All these black men that are big and bad, got guns, go to the gym, they can do 1 trillion push-ups and all this. and our communities aren't safe. We aren't free. We aren't protected. All this
Hmm.
black manhood, all this bragging and boasting, and I broke this nigga's jaw, and I could do this, and I can just, man, I could shoot a basketball from the one end of the court to the other. But all this physicality, and it doesn't result in us being safer, stronger, or more secure. Our neighborhoods are overrun by bastards that don't fear death, that shoot, kill, rob, carjack, and by the way, and the little kids that kill and carjack and steal are aided by the stupid ass black women who are the main advocates for black folks not having guns. And then they bitch about not being protected. Damn. Damn.
Mm.
I don't feel safe.
Right.
You know, well, you shouldn't feel safe when you ate like 50 plates at Golden Corral. Right? You shouldn't feel safe. You're so big you can't get a seatbelt around you to secure you in your car. But anyway, yes, I'm being harsh. I love fighting pork chops. I live to see pork chops mad. In fact, I was going to tell you, I think that Biden and these others, they're going to do some symbolic shit. They're going to step up and start doing symbolic stuff. You know, a reason a lot of black women are lesbians is because they like symbols, like a sex toy. It's not a real dick, but you know the thought counts, right?
Uh-huh.
When it's wood or plastic. When it's a real brother, you better eat. You better eat. You better eat Viagra like Skittles if you're not erect. You get where I'm coming from. They'll be on social media, you know, talks about how you like linguine. But look, let's just talk about this. That symbolism. So yeah, the black sisters like lesbianism because symbolism, that, you know, a strap on or a sex toy. The symbol of it is that, you know, basically, you know, it's not a real dick, but you know, it's sort of like one. Well, right? And we're about the same way with politics and everything else, or even a white Jesus over the actual one, right? And I guess eventually black dudes will get into sex dolls, and probably they should because most of them are white. So yeah, man, I'm surprised brothers aren't getting that. Well, you know, I say I wish this was Vanna White. Shoot, I show her my wheel of fortune. Right. Anyway,
That's funny.
well, no, we just have to come on. This is awful what I'm talking about, how bad off things are. There's hope, but you know, our people are lost spiritually. Yeah, we need God. I'm a Christian. We need Jesus. You need to get your soul saved. Yeah, we're just so wicked. When you're evil and you're misguided, it's like a crackhead or a wino or a junkie or a meth head. You've seen them down on Skid Row, and or they're on. In fact, here in DC, these people think fentanyl's not gonna bother me.
Right.
Shoot, that's a myth, man. They're just trying to keep us from getting high. I heard fentanyl, like, you know, you get a longer, more even high out of that, you know. So, and you don't nod as much, right? And fentanyl is a finer quality than heroin. We've been getting here, man. Man. I think like they've been getting chalk from the school and shit, putting it in there. But since they put the fentanyl in there, hey, man, I got a plan now, right? They literally, I mean, they think they're acting like fentanyl is Halloween, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when you see these people on drugs, nothing really matters. The weather, the time of day, because they're lost. When you don't have morality, it is your GPS. Mm-hmm. If you don't have an absolute sense of right and wrong, then a woman could be a man and a man could be a woman. And an anus probably is a vagina. And a penis is a vagina too, but it's kind of long. And a vagina can have testicles, right?
Right.
And semen or cum is a condiment, right?
According to Ebony K. Williams now, yeah.
Or dookie is a delicacy. Of
According to the
course
Middle
it
East.
is. Of course it is. And a man can menstruate, and a woman can ejaculate.
Yeah,
Sure,
Vogue
she can.
magazine.
You could. Sure, she can. You can't. You know, you right. This confusion is satanic. It's Luciferian. When you destroy a society and you conquer it, you make it immoral. Before they took the Chinese down, they filled the country full of opium, made the people into prostitutes and trannies and tricks and crooks and pushers and whores. And then they had China. They've been softening us up with dope and beer and stupid ass music and feminism and the pimp culture for dudes. And basically, where you think your dick is your brain, but there's no brain matter in the tip of your penis. If it were, I hope it make it bigger. Just right. And just it's we're debauched. So when you're lost, when you're into moral ethical prodigality for generations deep, issues like racism, survival, uh, self-determination, self-respect, self-sufficiency, that shit's boring. When women go to college and go to get a butt lift, or when women want a butt lift and they think the way that you talk to a man is to jiggle your ass in front of him. I can't jiggle my dick in front of a woman in that work, although they might be interested. That wouldn't be seen as appropriate. But the ass can be jiggled. I'm serious. If you're a married dude, if you have a woman approach you and they tell you they have a big butt,
Yeah.
you tell them, well, and
Right.
and there was a woman. She had a. In fact, she took a picture and her back was turned. She's looking over her shoulder, and she's leading with her ass. She's leading with her big ass. And I said to the lady, first and foremost, I actually prefer well, having a big ass. This not a vice. I said, but leading with your ass is a vice. That's number one. Number two, I'm too old and too broke for you. Aside from that, you know what? My motto is, if it's not my cum, I'm not the one. I bet you have kids by other people. I'm not into polyandry. Okay, if I was interested in raising another dude's kids, it seems like I try to fuck him and have a kid with him versus fuck you after you've had the kid and take. No, I want my own children. I don't want to deal with this dude. And you got this old sperm up in there, singing, I'm building me a home. What kind of nut are you? Whose nutsack you come out, sir? I mean, can you imagine sperm having a conversation? Well, I'm from Crenshaw. Ooh, I'm from Inglewood. I'm from the jungle. Well, I'm from Long Beach, so we call it Long Beach. Where are you from? I'm from San Diego. Oh, well, I'm from up north. I'm in Fresno, San Jacinto. Well, I'm from Redlands. Right. I mean, can you imagine sperms having a reunion and shit? Because this person's been with so many people. Hell, they got a body count like the Vietnam War and shit.
Wow.
But they have a big ass.
Now,
Like,
the stuff that you're talking about, though, I mean, that's being promoted on a large scale, correct?
but the point is that if you promote common sense, niggas don't get on it. So why do you have to get on stupid? It's a
Yeah.
choice to be dumb. It's a choice to be a slave. It's a choice to be a bitch. It's a choice to be a faggot. a simp,
Mhm.
a pork
Mhm.
chop, when you're difficult. It's a choice. And that's what I'm saying. When your moral, ethical GPS is off, you choose destruction. They don't need a Ku Klux Klan. We're already so misdirected that we'll do it to ourselves. It's the same way that crystal meth has now become a big drug with black people. It's been around for over 20 years, but eventually now now Negroes are on meth, and now Negroes are on fentanyl. I mean, everybody heard it's been killing people, and what do? Let me tell you something. If white people start eating the dog shit that they pick up in bags, watch Negroes buy it and pay 2 times much to eat it
Mm.
because they're misguided. And what older people used to have, for all of its flaws, is they had some concept of a sacred, some concept of what was profane, some concept that there's right and wrong, good and bad. Some.
Mhm.
When I was a kid, if people shot dope, they hid. They
Mm.
didn't let you see them. If these people were drunk, they'd go somewhere. Now these people flaunt it in front of kids and everybody else. That's not the black people I came up with. If a person was a hoe, they would at least on Sunday look different. They wouldn't go to church looking like a hoe. Pussy was probably better then. Now they go and sit up front with their legs cocked open with the dress where you can see their ass hanging out as they walk in. Do you know when you go to these churches, they have to put like a little cloth over the woman's knees so the pastor doesn't have to see her pussy up in the pulpit?
Mm.
These are big churches where the people are supposedly holy, the biggest freaks of all. In church. So literally, these women come in with no drawers on so the man can see her pussy
In
in
the
the
church.
pulpit. And you know what? There's a thing called pheromones, sex hormones.
Right.
Um, you're married, and I'm not trying to be crude here, but you know, your wife has a certain smell. You like it. Sure you do. Don't say no. This is being recorded. Um, I know this like for someone, a very beautiful Brazilian woman I know, and I can still smell her cooch 20 some odd years, like almost 30 years later. All I have to do is think about it. This gives me rise. It's the sweetest smelling cooch. I just think about it. I remember how good it smelled. That's how we are smell. Well, yes, you can smell cooch, ladies. Yes, we do. And you can tell if it's almost good or bad. It's like a weather vane. Ooh, which way the wind's blowing.
And
And
they got a oil like a scented oil called pussy.
well, I'll
Some
take two.
oils.
I'll take two.
I'm just letting y'all know out there.
Well, let me
Go
tell
ahead.
you this. Look, these ladies know if they come and they have their cooch up, and the pastor can almost smell that stuff psychologically and so forth. I mean, how's he gonna live for God? Okay, I'm just telling you. I used to have a student named Nikki, gorgeous, and she would sit with her legs cocked open, and I swear to you, remember that cartoon Jungle Book where the
Yes.
snake is saying, "Fall asleep." He's gonna like get Mowgli.
Right.
Man, pussies talk. They really do. I felt like I was being brainwashed. It's like I've got to get out of here. I mean, I'm going to get fired because I'm going to screw this young girl. Yes, she's going to get screwed, and I'm going to get fired. And I'm a disciplined person. I thought I believed in God. I says, well, you know what? Your mind and your heart believe in God. Your dick is an atheist.
Oh man, that should be on a t-shirt.
My dick is an atheist.
I think I ain't gonna hear the end of this on my next live stream. Y'all heard that, right? That this came from Randy Short.
But I'm
Dr.
not saying
Randy Short.
I don't live a dirty life. I'm only saying to you, and I says, oh my God, I had to like sit in the back of the class because every time that girl would come in, it was like that little spiral thing that they hypnotize you with. I couldn't even think straight with this girl's pussy in my face. And I was like shaking, trying to shake it off. It's like I'm not I'm not a simp. I'm not a simp. Pussy does not control my mind. Pussy does not control my mind. Pussy does. And tell me so. Pussy. And it says, I fail.
Yeah,
No,
that
you
Jimmy
can't.
Swagger thing.
You can't arm wrestle with pussy. You can't. Your hand will always hit the table. Boom. You can't. A man can't arm wrestle with pussy. He will always lose.
And wars are fought over it, huh?
Well, he lost. Shit, I don't want to win. Just give me some.
Yeah,
That's what a simp is. A simp is just, I want to lose. I want to lose. I want to be taken prisoner. Right?
yeah.
So,
Delilah.
yeah. Well, see. Anyway, next topic. I know we went really bad. We were ignorant. We were ignorant for a few minutes. Yes.
Let me read this super chat here. He says, well, let me hook him up real quick. Appreciate you, fam. This is Giagomi. He says this ALEC inspired anti-reparations bill should be shared with Dr. T. Hassan Johnson and the likes on the committee tab of content producers, etc. So,
well, hey, look. I think I have T. Hassan's number. I'll call them. You gave it to me.
right.
Now, let's do a commercial.
That'd be
Let's do a commercial. Show. It's time for a commercial.
All right.
This is Dr. Randy Short. I am an activist of 30 plus years. And I need your assistance. I have established a group. You have it in the description, if I'm correct, do we? The
Yes.
Black American Constitutional Political Action Committee. We're a group of Black activists in D.C., Mississippi, Chicago, Philadelphia, Georgia, Texas, and Maryland, and we want to raise some hell, and Virginia. And I've got supporters all over the country. We are going to attack this bill. 4321, we will be attacking the bill. I'm in conversation with one of the highest ranking Blacks in the Republican Party because we got to do something. And we're going to raise hell because this can't happen to us. It will not happen to us. And we're going to fight it. And I have a track record. In 2019 and 2020, two things happened. One, they tried to make prostitution legal, where they're going to teach prostitution as a vocation in D.C. public schools.
Whoa.
As part of the coalition, what they had was called D.C. Healthy Families something. It was bullshit. It was I forget it. But it's a D.C. law, a bill that didn't pass. They had $7 to $10 million to make this pass. They were going to legalize brothel owning, sex sales, pimping, prostitution, everything in D.C. And they had one hearing before they're going to vote. We turned it out. It failed. The hearing went so bad that DC Cable destroyed the video so you can't see it. But we beat. And certain people credit my testimony of 3 minutes as being one of the best that was decisive. One of the city council people made reference to it. And I didn't have any money, and I just had a handful of people, and we were working with others. The HR 5, what I call the Pedophile Amnesty Act, which has passed Congress 3 times with 100% Black congressional support. which would make pedophiles and people that eat doo-doo and people that have sex with animals and people that are into sadomasochism a protected class. If you think I'm crazy, look at what's happening in Michigan, where you'll get a $10,000 fine if you make a gay person feel uncomfortable. If you accidentally call a person that looks like a woman and they identify as a man. Black men, I know these people, I don't care. It's private. I don't care about nobody. God damn it. They care about yours. And they care about your kids' sexuality. They're in the schools, they're everywhere. And you can't disagree. You can't take your children out of schools in California when they want to teach them how to put lubricants in their ass. You can't say no. They care about what you do privately. And so you can pretend that this isn't a matter. In fact, black men, we're the biggest bitches in the world. We're letting this happen to our people. And yet in California, I'm looking at the Armenians telling the rainbow to go to hell. Aren't
It's
they?
in Glendale, right?
Wherever they're telling them go to hell with all their money, fuck you. You can't bother our kids. The only men that are not showing up for their kids are us, and black women are worse. Black women are the only women that aren't speaking up for kids. Black women are the only ones that were the most visible face that we want to kill babies last year. We got to clean this shit up. The only way it's going to clean up is you got to help people that stand up. Back to 2282, we raised so much hell, a handful of us, called Gone Too Far, till they changed the number of the congressional bill. So the bill we were describing in our videos, it didn't exist anymore because we made it look bad. That means the People for the American Way, Southern Poverty Law, and a range of people tried to shut me down, and he got embarrassed. And so we went after that. That bill passed, but it never got through the Senate, and we raised hell. And what I want to say to you is that it costs something. It costs us to have the press conference to denounce this bill. It costs to take a day or two off work to sit in the city hall and say, you can't teach our kids to be whores and tricks and drag queens and trannies. So, Backpack, my group, we need your help. We've got a link. You can donate. Send $1 if you want to. We have, and I have thousands of followers. If everybody sent us $4 or $5, we could really destroy this 4321. And if you like me, I have books. You know, you can tell them I have books. Buy them. Share those. You see me at Tariq Nasheed's film, American Maroon, Buck Breaking. I'm going to be in another film on hip hop with brother Dwan B. And I need your help. One of the things I do is I buy books. If I sent you a picture right now, brother, of my books I sent out, I think I put it up on Facebook, but let me see if I can send it to you.
Okay, yeah, I'll share it on the screen, you know, because
my collection. Let me see. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, let me see how I
Hit
get
the like
to
button, share, and subscribe, you guys. I forgot to say that. Sorry about that.
Like, share. My Cash App, Dr. DrRandyShort, Dr. Randy Short. Put a $sign in front of it and drop a few. I work with Dr. Winters and others, and the main thing that we're doing is we collect books and research materials so we can educate our people.
Yeah, I got to bring Clive Winters up here too, Dr. Clive.
Yeah,
Winters.
well, then just come on. We'll bring them. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to fight this goddamn bill. I need some help. I need some money. I want to buy out or at least rent the what's this place called? The National Press Building, and have something next month that may cost me $1,000.
Uh-oh. They got a sound. anyhow, I'll talk until he comes back. But yeah, the stuff here. I know some people probably have certain thoughts and things of the things that he's saying, but I think you got to take your pen and paper out and just learn things from a different point of view. He'll be back, y'all. But yeah, I guess the last thing that we're gonna tackle is the affirmative action. Um, yeah, he has a lot to share, and that there might have to be a part two for the affirmative action part. And ladies and gentlemen, we got Dr. Randy Short back. Uh-oh.
Took me out. They must have heard me saying, we want to rent out the National Press Club and have a press conference about a range of things that happen to Black people. And that's going to cost money. And it's not just me that will get reparations. It's not just my colleagues. It's all of us. I heard one of my friends, she's a big rapper that you should have on your platform. Her name, thank you, Royston Gibbs. Bless you, brother. It doesn't have to be huge. It's the fact that people are giving. Part of why people attack us is they perceive that we don't give a damn or that we won't do anything. White folks are covenant-breaking bullies. They perceive that they won't lose something if they mess with us. Let me tell you something. I grew up, as I always say to people, around very racist people, and I learned something early on. If you don't make people who hate you respect you, then get them to fear you. But if they don't fear or respect you, even if they think they love you, they will hurt you.
Right.
We have been misguided into thinking that we need people to love us. We don't. We need people to fear or respect us because we're not going to get no love from nobody. I would to God we could get that. I would to God that we could get what? Love and respect. You need both. We're not going to get that. You can't get that from people who are trained from cradle to grave to hate your guts. I'm sorry. I wish that weren't the case. I don't hate people. I'll tell anybody, biologically, I'm anywhere from 20 to 30% white. I'm glad I don't look like it. I got white folk all up in the fact, but my friend, I'm a Black American. I'm a foundational Black American. That's how I identify. That's what I want to be. That's who I'm with. I don't have any fantasies of being with other people. I don't need to go to a wine and cheese social or a beer bash. I like who and what I look like when I look in the mirror. So when I say to you, my great-great-great-grandfather or great-great, either 5 times great, who owned my great-great-great-grandfather, never even set his son free. He worked him into his 60s. The only reason that my grandfather got free from my white grandfather, who was his father, was the Civil War came and dude died.
Damn.
Okay, I'm just saying. So my great-grandfather, born in 1812, was a slave all the way up to 1865, a skilled worker. In fact, his father willed him to his daughter to work this dude till he died. I'm not boasting about that. I'm just trying to tell you real talk.
Right.
That I don't hate folk. I know who I am. And my grandfather, dude was a...
Uh-oh.
What's that?
I don't know. We always get weird stuff going on.
You know, when it's me, you know how that is. And people think, I don't know. Let me tell you something, why I need people's support. Hey, brother, I did something last night and they cut my sound off. And in the same platform, talking about this reparations, anti-reparations bill. I call it "Don't Give Niggas Shit" bill. That's what this is. Or don't don't cut the check bill. Whatever you want to call it, it means nothing for us. And they cut the sound off. And I have this problem with everything I work with. And it's amazing to me because certain folks have hundreds of thousands of people listening to them, following them, and they don't have problems. And it makes me wonder, what is it that I'm doing that has to be stopped? Even if I have 10 listeners, that someone else can have thousands of listeners and they're not worried about them. And I have the answer. Right. I'm not bought. I'm not paid for. People like Mr. Gibbs. I don't know who the hell is calling me. Wait a minute. Let me see. Who is this?
Man. But yeah, hit that like button, share, subscribe, you guys. Hope you're enjoying what you're listening to.
You have reached the DC Office of Unified Communication. Please listen as the...
Okay. Somebody's called me from the city. I don't know what the hell that's about. The reason that they want me shut up and like people, Rizza Islam, whatever, is because we're not bought. The people who pay me or fund me look like the people listening to this program. The people who give me my resources look like me. The people that pay me are Black. And I have tried to get, I may not get enough, but the people who fund me are mine. So I talk like somebody paid by Black people. The people who don't stand up and don't, it's because they work for others. That's the difference.
I hear you, brother. So now I guess we're going to end it off on the affirmative action. So, you know, what is your take on this whole affirmative action fiasco that we've been witnessing?
It's not a fiasco. Black folks haven't begun to fight. It's just the starting. If you think we're in the throes of it, then you think premature ejaculation is good sex. We've just started. We have not finished. We're nowhere near where we need to be to get it. In fact, reparations needs to start with what we do for one another, how we help and support one another. Reparations will be, we stop killing, we stop hating, we stop raping, we stop trafficking, we stop disrespecting, we stop being Luciferian, we stop being immoral, we stop molesting, we start doing business, we stop divesting, where we don't spend money with each other or we don't support one another. We have to start repairing ourselves. We're going into a war over resources. Anytime you can get your head blown off for $20 on the street, what do you think they'll do to us when we're talking about getting $20 trillion for what's always been done to us? We're asking to be killed. In the minds of certain people, it's an act of war. Let's talk about lynching. Lynchings often occurred when a Black person worked for someone white and they didn't want to pay them. And when they got upset, that's when you killed the person. Because how dare you, nigga? I gave you 5 cents. I said $2. Well, I was lying. Okay, nigga, you picked a cotton, go the fuck home, nigga. And you get mad. What you said? What, boy? Right?
Yeah.
It is an implied force. It's implied that, nigga, you can't make us give it to you. Now, they're willing to do this law, but in reality, they want to back it up with force. We're going to have to be united and prepared to sacrifice for one another to get it. And we're not there right now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any math. Look at what these white folks were able to do around Bud Light and Target. And you mean to show me that there aren't things more serious than the drag queen being on a can of beer
Billions of dollars.
that can make black people say, to hell with this? The murders, the killings, the beatings, the evictions. We're flooded by stuff a trillion times worse than Bud Light or Target every damn day of our lives. And we don't do a fucking thing about it. In fact, a lot of us watch sports or get our nails done or our hair done, or we're looking at porn, or we're doing something stupid. We're escaping from reality, or we're high, or we're drinking beer, or we sit up in church and shout our curls out, or we're voguing, or we change our identities, or we get into whatever religion, as if calling yourself a Muslim or a Catholic or a Buddhist or New Age makes you any less of a nigger to Mark Furman than O.J. Simpson. Reparations starts with how we're going to have a new covenant, a Magna Carta Negra or Negri, or where we say this is how we're going to operate towards one another. When you've got black gangs with firepower that they only use on one another, but they would never hurt an LAPD person under any circumstances. But, the Mexican gangs, the police know not to mess with them. All over the country, the police kill black men, and they know there'll be no consequence. When are we going to say you can't kill any more of us? And we have to say that to other black folks. And we'll make your ass disappear if you hurt us. We have to declare war on the corruption and the traitors within our ranks. We must have a moral, ethical civil war to move towards creating a new union where being enslaved to debauchery and black self-hatred and self-destruction and eleemosynary economic bullshit ends. And if this is not going to happen because we get checks. In fact, one of the greatest things that they could do to destroy us would be to give us reparations with us being in the state that we're in and simply take it all back.
Yeah, there's a lot of naysayers that say that that's never going to happen. How are they getting that idea?
They said gay marriage wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
They said a black president was going to happen. They said a gay president was going to happen. We got both at one time. Don't tell me what can't be. Naysayers are lazy black people who will want to check, who aren't going to do a fucking thing to bring about what's better, but they're going to want the same amount as someone that fought. We have too many free riders, too many lazy, despicable grifters amongst us who don't want to venture anything, but they want the full amount. In fact, those are the kinds of people that benefited from the civil rights movement. They didn't go to jail, they didn't march, they didn't do anything, and they were the ones put in charge of those that did. That's why we're fucked up like we are. We should, in fact, one thing we could do to get reparations is you shouldn't be friends to anybody that doesn't believe that we should have it. And you shouldn't socialize with anyone that doesn't think we can't get it. You shouldn't have sex with anyone that's against us getting our just due. We've got to have some standards. And right now, I see all these Negroes into witchcraft and these stupid ass ancient gods and shit that nobody knows. We need to have some morals and values that we can come together on that organize us to create a constituent assembly, a government for our people, a true policy-making body. And by the way, none of the influencers and social media are talking the way I am because they don't really want it, because most people are about themselves. They're about ego, about fame, or about money. Nothing wrong with ego, fame, or money, but it can't supersede the collective survival of us as a people.
Right.
A lot of these black folks are no different from the LGBTQ Negro or sexuality coons who put sex ahead of their race, or sisters that are women first, black last, or black men that are athletes or or they're Greek or they're Mason. Everything comes before our collective. That is an act of treason. In other communities, they literally kill such people. We have a lot of people in our community worthy of death in terms of their values and their orientation. I'm not saying hurt anybody. I'm just saying to you, overseas and in other groups that get free, they don't have a problem putting you down if you won't get on board with the program. The Black woman that went over, her name is Tiara. She was over in Dubai, and she mouthed off at an Arab at a car rental store in Dubai, and her ass is locked up, and she's probably going to be kept in jail for a long time. That's her behavior is consistent with where we are, where we're out of order and we do things as we see fit based on emotions. In fact, a lot of Black men are more bitch and more hormonal and more emotional than women. The women are macho and the men are feminine. The men don't think logically or rationally. They're all under their feelings. And the women are trying to be dudes. That's part of our problem. We need order. We need rules. We need God. And we don't need to be united with everybody because most people are not going to do anything but eat, shit, and die. But the committed people have to be ruthless, determined people who want to obtain an objective. That's the only way you're going to get there. And right now, we're too into our feelings. I hear people screaming about unity. Well, we need to find some way. Well, man, the people that smoke weed all day, they're good people. They're going to smoke weed all day. In fact, if you were fighting a guerrilla war, everybody would know where you were because they could smell the dope on you. It's outrageous the way that we're never going to get there without a change of heart. And whether you like it or not, whether it was a failure or not, the civil rights movement and the Black men, the hundreds of thousands of Black men that fought in the Civil War, do your research, were very, very, very religious, spiritual men who saw it as a calling from God to take up arms, to shoot and kill the enemy that stood in the way of the freedom of their people. I meet a lot of folks now whose stupid asses are wicked and on their way to hell, think that they're gods, but they can't pay a cell phone bill, they can't pay a child support bill, they can't pay their rent, and yet they're a god. We need to understand something. The Black people of old had a concept of one significant God. And it was the one in the Bible, no matter who the hell is some asshole Pan-Africanist conscious community jerk off that wants to come up with something else. The history books back me, not them. We've become prodigal. In fact, the stupid ass religious stuff that we're into now has been promoted by the people who hate our guts. They're afraid of genuine Nat Turner type people who understand the power of the one God that we need to get behind. And as long as we give that God the finger, which is what we do, we're damned. Imagine we don't have weapons. We don't have demographic plurality. We don't have anything. And then we want to wipe our ass with the hand of God and flush it. Seems like at least if you could ask God for help, and I can assure you, when those white devils wanted to take my organs after they killed me last year in the hospital, I don't know how I refused to not give up my organs when I was drugged and they tried to get them from me, but I know I prayed. God is real. White people aren't the problem. Our lack of connection with the most powerful force in the universe, which is God, which would teach us how to love, respect, and protect and support one another. As long as we don't have that, we are damned. So right now, reparations is up to us. Either we want it or we don't. And I'm going to tell you, a good number of us don't want it. But those of us that do need to find one another, work together, recover manhood, recover womanhood, make things safe for there to be a childhood, to make things safe for the seniors, to get our damn land in America. I love Africa. I've been to 17 countries in Africa, and when I get money, I'm going to go to hell back and try to go on a bush bit safari and bring the blackest, finest thing back. Okay, so my kids won't come out too late. But my home is here. My family is Indian on one side and African and white on the other. I'm from here. This is my goddamn Congo. This is my Ghana. This is my Solomon's mine, and this is ours. No people give up land. Any Pan-Africanist scammer out there that's not telling you about the wars all over Africa where people just come and kill one another. These wars go back thousands of years for certain people. Going over to Africa without vetting the damn country, it's like moving into a projects in the middle of a gang war. You're safer here. If we stop killing and murdering each other here, we could find our promised land where we are. The whole world is coming to this country we've built up, and they're liar coons telling us that it's somewhere else where you have to start from zero, which means what? You have to wait 400 years to come up again. It's total bullshit. We need to repent. We need to apologize for turning our backs on one another and turning our backs on God. And trust me, if we came together with a renewed love and respect for one another, and also we purged from us the trash, the scum. I don't care if they're rich or poor, educated or school dropout. The black folks who are subversive scum that murder and rape and pillage, we have to turn against them. They are a fifth column, an inside enemy that serves white power. They're not keeping it real. They're just damn enemies that happen to have the same melanin count that we do. We got to clean our damn house.
Enough said there. One last thing. We didn't get to talk about that verdict on, or I don't know if it's a verdict, but the judgment.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Exactly.
Look,
yes.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma, first and foremost, this is how black folks do everything. Did you know about the case before the verdict?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, you did, but most people didn't.
Right.
Do you know what?
I knew about that one lady. I didn't know about the other.
Okay, but then you didn't know the whole case.
Right.
There's no reason in hell, all the T-shirts and stuff sold about Black Wall Street, that every black person wasn't watching that case like the Joe Louis fight in 1938. Meaning that their legal team didn't invest in advertising, and it didn't invest in creating the kind of pressure that judge would buckle and do it. These people think that this is what I'll tell you about bitch-ass black lawyers who act as if they're so smart and they can handle everything. It's not true. What helped the civil rights movement and all the things we got wasn't just what happened in the court. What brought about civil rights was the international pressure on the United States through the United Nations.
Yep,
The Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act followed the Convention for the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination in the United Nations. We have to fight these people everywhere, not in just one courtroom where you get a Curious George type lawyer that can't pronounce anything, like the one that represented Trayvon Martin's family. What's the coon's name?
Ben Crump.
Yeah, these guys who are in the legal business for money or for ego, these folks should have spent money. There should have been threats against the state of Oklahoma. We're going to destroy your bond level if you don't give us our goddamn money. This is what Jews do. Jews don't care we'll make you do it anyway. That's real power. So we sit up and let this white Herman the Munster looking bitch determine the fate of these three elders. That's it. Sorry, that's weak. They're covenant breakers. They're lawless people. You have to use some degree of force. To think that you can persuade people who've been trained from cradle to the grave to hate your guts and not respect you is stupid. What, because you got on a nice suit and you went to a big school? You're still a nigger. I don't want people to love me, but damn it, you better respect me.
Right. It's my
They
thing.
should be feared. They could do it. They can still do it. Let me tell you something. These folks could make this judge lose. In fact, across the country, black folks should be voting, organizing to get rid of every judge that's ever done anybody black wrong. And all of these judges are in the porn and filth. We should set them up, get them with the kid and put them on, what's his name, Chris Hansen, and show them we could ruin these people. We
Right.
must fight a war with these people. It's not about sitting in court across the table. Who told you that? You know
Right.
who told you that? Sellout, boule, nigger preacher liars who get deals behind us, closed doors and smoke-filled rooms, and it's not shared with the rest of us. Any real leadership is going to lead us into combat, warfare, and because for them everything is a zero-sum game.
Mhm.
If one black moves to a neighborhood, they all have to move as if one black person's going to make the whole neighborhood. That's how this black-white chessboard thing, I don't believe in, but that's how they operate. That's how they have an art of war in relationship to us. We have to fight. And as long as our dream is to sleep and be laid up with them, to be just like them, that's why a lot of Negroes in the gay movement, it's an opportunity to be with other people. Or
Right.
black folk want to be in the yoga or the Hindu and stuff, so I can have some extra, because black ain't good enough. As long as we hate our own guts more than we hate our oppression, we're damned. As long as we hate God and don't love his hand that could save us, we're damned. It's a choice. It is a choice put before us, like it was to the black folks in the book of Exodus. There was a mount of Gerizim and there's a mount of Ebal, a mount of blessings and a mount of curses. On the mountain of blessing, if you love one another, respect one another, care for one another, and fear and honor God, everything goes good. But if you're nasty, you think you're gods, you want to have sex with children, you want to kill babies, that's abortion, ladies, then God lets everybody destroy you. Read Deuteronomy 28. It's very plain. It's a description of who the hell we are. We're the people who had God on our side, and we told him to fuck off. And look at where it's gotten us.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Yes, sir. So I appreciate it, Dr. Short, for you coming up here. And we got
and my Cash App, for all of y'all that are pissed, send me a piece. Send the piece. Send the piece to the Black American Constitutional Political Action Committee. You got that? Or you can send me, Dr. Randy Short, DrRandy with the $, Cash App me. We need resources. We're going to get this damn bill. There are enough people that have listened to the last two shows in this. If we band it together, we can bust this bill. Alec, nobody knows Alec is in this. I'm the person, I'm putting this shit out here. Okay, if we decide, if we want it, in fact, call Dr. Hassan for me. He knows you better than me. We need to tell these people, hell no. We want, what's my word for folk? It's MFM. MFM stands for motherfucking money. And I want every motherfucking dollar that's mine. We need MFM, motherfucking money. We are owed it. It's ours. In fact, it's biblical. Okay? The word of God says a workman's worthy of his hire. We work 400 years. We need a 400-year check with penalties and fines on top of it.
Right.
It's ours. It's our right. If we don't fight, we are going to bring about our own genocide. We are dying in the streets now because generations have failed to say we're going to get ours. I'm down for mine. I want my MFM. If God is for you, none can be against you. None can stop you. That doesn't matter the color of their skin, their nuclear weapons, their bioweapons, not even the coons sown amongst our ranks like tares. Let the
Right.
church say amen. $ Dr. Randy Short.
Yes.
Or if you do Zelle or PayPal, that's WRandyShort at gmail.com. Send us resources. Have people contact me at my email. Folks who want to be a part of telling the Republican Party, we're going to get our damn money. We can do that. And I'm a registered Republican. I don't give a damn about the crackers that run it. I want my money. The blacks who started the Republican Party were reparationists. We want our money. Who's with me? I can't do this by myself. I'm an old, broke down 58-year-old person with a heart condition, but I'm tired of this shit and I want my goddamn money. My grandparents, whose land was stolen, Washington, D.C. is built on land that belonged to my Indian tribe. I can't even afford to live on land that belonged to my family 500 years ago. This is outrageous. They'll take everything from us if we don't make them stop. The time is now to tell them to fuck off, to stop fucking us. We are taking our freedom. We're going to get our damn money. We're going to live free or we're going to die trying.
That's right. And there it is right there. The Cash App has been scrolling across the screen through the whole live stream. Plus the information that he's been mentioning, it's in the description box. So he will be back, sometime soon. So as you guys can see, that we're starting back the Sunday Chalk Talks. Appreciate you guys supporting us, and I appreciate all spades for the super chat. So let me give him some love. Here we go.
Let's have some action. Let's have some asses wiggling. I want some perfection.
Yeah, that's for my 10 spot people. So appreciate the 15 that we earned today. And looking for more of you guys' support.
And
So
you
if
know
you go-
what? I'm going to say this. When the Ku Klux Klan and the Nazis and whoever it is, the ones that fight for white people, folk be sending them stuff. They're funded. The people that hate us are funded.
Oh, but check this out. I made this
We're,
point.
we're, the people who hate us are funded. The people who fight for us are unfunded. We are people. If you don't pay for an army and you don't have a defense force, you're sitting duck to get screwed. Are we being screwed? Yes. Do black people have an army? No. Do black folks have a government? No. Marcus Garvey was talking about this over 100 years ago. At least support people that you see trying, that are pushing. A handful of us can flip this thing. It was a handful of black folks that got rid of school segregation, although I have issues with it. Or so they say they got rid of it. A handful of us can make a difference. We don't need everybody, but we do need committed people that are going to fight. Folks are going to stand up. You can fight by giving. You can fight by resharing this or tweeting the information out. You can begin to raise hell. There is a California congressman that's on this ALEC bill. Do you want me to tell you his name?
Oh,
That you guys can go after him. You guys could start those in California by going after this no good Latino dude. Let me pull up his name. His name is hold on. I'm ready to say. Oh yeah, his name is Doug LaMalfa. He's in California's 1st congressional district.
Okay, he must be in the Bay Area.
That's okay, but y'all can rock him. People need to call and go off on this dude and make this dude squirm. These folks are on Twitter. These folks should be driven off of social media. It should make these people feel the hate of black folks. I hate oppression. I hate injustice. I hate my ancestors being enslaved and cheated. I hate it. You should hate it too. I'm an apostle of hatred of oppression and injustice and poverty and hunger and homelessness and poor education and low-paying jobs and shit jobs and mass incarceration.
Right.
I hate it, and I want you to hate it too. But we have to hate it in such a way that the persons that do it to us stop. Who's with me?
Exactly. That's good stuff, brother. So without any ado, we're going to, as we did a good almost 2 hours here. So yeah, once again, we're gonna plan his return. I'm gonna have way more structured things for him so we can really tackle some things. I think some of these things that we have is gonna be probably part two. And I'm,
We
I'm
should
not
do
quite
we should do it. We should do it next week. This time we'll build up and we'll get people across the country on this.
okay. Okay.
See, it's happening in California. You guys are the spear tip. You guys are the target. We should make this a series. I'll get Dr. Winners. We can get a whole bunch of people. We will turn this out. This is our goddamn country. California was a black woman. She wasn't a white hole trying to hook up with you after you got her gin and tonic. In
That's
fact, they'll
right.
do it for a wine cooler. We have to become aggressive with people who hate us and not be aggressive with people who are friendlies amongst us. We got the game fucked up. It's time to love self and fight that is not self, or at least demand a ceasefire.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not suggesting violence. I don't want them to take your channel away. I didn't say kill nobody. I didn't say hurt nobody, but I did say love someone, love self. And the most aggressive thing that we can do is fund. If you look at Ukraine, the only reason they're still in the game is that they're getting money, they're getting resources. You don't have to get involved. You can stay anonymous, but you can get behind this brother here. You can get behind people that you see. That's what white folks do. They don't want to be out there, but they'll give it to someone. They'll give it to Alec. They'll give it to Babin. They'll give it to someone to get done what they want, and they can hide. If you want to
right.
be a sleeper, sleep properly, but do your duty. Give, support, share, donate, like this, join this platform. He needs 20,000 people. If this were a 20,000 audience thing, my God, we could shut this thing down in a week. We are powerful as a people. And losing for black folks is a choice, just like abortion's a choice. Getting your weenie hacked off and pretending you're a female is a choice.
It sure is.
Going to a crooked church with a no good pastor like Fred Price or Eddie Long is a choice. We need to start being accountable for the choices that we make or the decisions that we're not making. The real question is, do you want to be free? Do you want to live? What kind of world do you want for younger black people? Or do you even give a damn? And if you don't give a damn, what's the difference between you and a Klansman or a LAPD person beating folks' asses? The same way I know the police force out here going around picking up young black boys, making them give blowjobs to the police. They don't do that in every community because they know the men would deal with them whether they have a uniform on or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anyway, let's get off here. We've done our time. We've done our time. Bye.
All right. Appreciate it, Dr. Short. And I appreciate everybody for coming through. So, I got to figure out a date because Tuesday I don't think I'll be able to do Tuesday. So still going to be either Wednesday or Thursday. So I'll figure that out. But anyhow, appreciate you guys supporting everything. And see you guys on the next run. Peace and hair grease.